Johnson pushes back against the Trump administration, calling for peaceful and orderly protests against federal immigration raids.
WGN's Julian Cruz is live for us at City Hall with that part of the story. Julian.
Well, Ben and Lord of Chicago's mayor with harsh words today for President Donald Trump, accusing the administration of abusing its power and trampling over the Constitution as ICE agents seek to find and arrest the city's undocumented.
You got to be really sick and demented to do this to people.
Mayor Brandon Johnson says it's cruel and unconstitutional.
Right now in our country, there's no check and balance. It doesn't exist right now.
Violent clashes between heavily armed immigration and customs enforcement agents and Los Angeles protesters creating alarm in Chicago with word of an impending enforcement action.
The federal agents have been informed that they have 48 hours to stand by and be ready to deploy.
The mayor's chief of staff planning for what many fear will be a chaotic and dangerous apprehension of undocumented Chicago residents.
There will be tactical teams, there will be mini tanks, there will be other tools that they use in which they plan to do raids, as we saw in Los Angeles.
Protests against the ICE raid, similar to what we witnessed locally last night, another concern for the mayor and Chicago police, seeking to preserve public safety and people's rights to assemble and protest. Johnson says that he spoke to the governor to help coordinate the city and state response. But Ben and Lourdes, so far, the mayor says there has been no communication from ICE on what they plan to do.
In the lead up to the DNC, there were a number of questions around whether or not our police department was ready for large-scale protests. What we ended up seeing was that thousands of people were able to safely exercise their First Amendment rights with minimal issues. There will always be, unfortunately, a small minority who will take advantage of a protest or a demonstration to cause chaos, but the vast majority of protesters remain peaceful and organized.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
When a small number of protesters set things on fire, it plays into the hand of authoritarians like Donald Trump, who take advantage to ultimately repress all protesters. What we have seen in Los Angeles is really not about immigration. This is not about policy. This is about power. We have a tyrant in the White House who has a complete disregard for our Constitution.
Stop the cap.
And the dismissing of our democracy. The First Amendment of our Constitution clearly states that the federal government guarantees the right of the people to peaceably to assemble. The right to peacefully protest is so fundamental to our country that it is the very First Amendment of our Constitution.
Now, I'm going to try to be as professional as possible in this video, ladies and gentlemen, because Lord knows I can really go off the rails when Brandon Johnson says some dumbass stuff. Talking about peaceful protests when they're literally setting things on fire. They're vandalizing people's property. They're hurting police officers. What are you talking about? Even innocents are getting hurt. Actual American people are getting hurt during these protests. They're attacking citizens now. So what's wrong with you guys? Trump have to deploy 700 Marines. And we're not talking about any Marines here. We're talking about ones that they're deployed somewhere and they're actually waiting on something to happen. Because nothing's happening there. So I'm guessing they're just waiting on some action, guys. And best believe me, they're going to get a lot of action in LA if they resist, guys. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I wouldn't mess with these Marines. I wouldn't mess with any Marine in general because they're crazy. If I'm being honest with you, they're nut jobs. But anyways, guys, when it comes down to Brandon Johnson, this dude is an absolute freaking joke. How the hell could you sit up there and say this is first of all, why can I just say this? Why do people keep saying Donald Trump? What does Donald Trump have to do with anything when it comes to these riots? These people are literally saying, oh, this is Trump's fault because him and Elon, they were fighting and now they did this so they could get the attention of them. Like, bro, what are you actually talking about? What are you talking about? That doesn't even make sense, ladies and gentlemen. You actually got people out there saying that crap. So this is Trump and Elon's fault because what? They were getting into it on X? That doesn't even make sense. So this isn't the rhetoric that you guys have been basically preaching for years. Oh, free Gaza, free Palestine, and Black Lives Matter, and LGBT, LBC, whatever the hell. You guys have been virtue signaling this whole time, and now you guys want to sit up here and blame Trump for the riots. He's the one that's sending the National Guard. He's sending the help. You guys are attacking police officers. Look, if police cars and vans are like flipped over and like set on fire and like vandalized, and yeah, it's time to send the National Guard. It's time to send the Marines. What the hell is wrong with you people? I want to read an article, guys, that Brandon Johnson said. This is from WTTW. You guys know I love reading these liberal articles, guys. This says Chicago is ready for large anti-ICE protests. Johnson says blasting Trump as a, quote, tyrant, unquote. I don't know if you guys seen that press conference or whatever the hell it was, but it was absolutely embarrassing. Chicago is ready for large-scale protests on Saturday against President Donald Trump and his efforts to use federal agents to carry out mass deportations of undocumented immigrants, Mayor Brandon Johnson said Wednesday. Quote, I am counting on all of Chicago to resist in this moment, unquote. Johnson said whatever particular vulnerable group is being targeted today, another group will be next. There is no need for the president to send U.S. Marines or national group troops to Chicago, Johnson said, blasting Trump as a, quote, tyrant, unquote, and the authoritarian trampling on the U.S. Constitution and undermining American democracy. So, I mean, you guys heard him say that in the video. This dude is a freaking joke. How is Trump a threat to democracy and you guys don't even practice democracy? You Democrats don't practice democracy at all. There's nothing democratic about you people. It's do what we say or we don't like you. We're going to cast you out. If we don't believe in your crazy rhetoric. Oh, men can be women. Well, women, look, then you're going to cast them out if you think, what, women can be men and men can be women? That's stupid. That's dumb. So I don't know what you guys get off with that, but nobody's going to fall for your rhetoric anymore. This is why Trump won in the first place. You guys think this don't help Trump? He talking about, oh, this basically gives Trump an edge. Like, duh, you think? Look at all the liberal cities. This is happening in all blue states, all blue cities. What's wrong with you guys? Come on, man. What did you expect? But like I said, man, Brandon Johnson just doesn't want to help the police. If I was Brandon Johnson or if I was the mayor, I would immediately give the authority for the police to help ICE. What is wrong with you guys? And if anybody interfere, they get locked up as well. What is wrong with you? See, look, we need real reform in Chicago. We definitely need reform because these Democratic mayors, they're not doing shit. They're not going to do shit to help the city. They're not going to do anything to keep us safe at all. You seen Lori Lightfoot, like she was no better than him. But Brandon Johnson is just, I don't know how you get worse than Lori Lightfoot, man. This is nuts. But him calling Trump a tyrant, I mean, that's just another form of gaslighting, saying, oh, it's Trump this, Trump that. Like, and look, guys, I'm going to just end off on this. I don't want to drag the video. And look, hear me out when I say this, guys, but I will be so glad when Trump get out of office. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that in a good way, because what will these people have? These people literally breathe, eat, and shit Trump. Literally. That's all these people do. Like, their lives is Trump. Even when he gets out of office, I'm pretty sure they're still going to hate him for no reason. But the thing is, he's president. You know, he was president in 2016 and things like that. They hated him for no reason. But the thing is, when he gets out of office, what will they have, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, JD Vance, Trump. Basically, if JD Vance run, they're going to basically what? Tie him to Donald Trump. That doesn't even make, that's what I'm like, they don't have nothing, guys. They don't have anything. And it's actually sad that if you are actually a Democrat that practice actual democracy, you need to be thinking about being an independent, like Karine Jean-Pierre. Yeah, she's no longer a Democrat. She's an independent now with her new book as well. That's what I'm saying. Her, Jake Tapper, all of these people are just pathetic. Now y'all want to come out with books and say, oh, I'm this and I'm that. Like, man, give me a freaking break. Give me a break, man. Like and subscribe if a bird is smarter than Brandon Johnson. Peace.